Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And I do have to tell you that I've just been absolutely overwhelmed by the number of emails that have come through in the last 24 hours. So I'm working on them, but I'm not even halfway yet. And wow, but there's a lot of good stuff there, so I'm not complaining. Okay, guys, I love your emails. Now, I have to tell you, talking about emails, there's a fellow by the name of Brian Hurd. Yeah, Brian, you know who you are. I keep on sending back a response saying, thanks for your email, and it keeps bouncing back to me. I'm just letting you know this because you're not getting my responses because your email account is full. It's blocked. It's choked. Okay, so it's not that I'm not responding to your emails. I love your emails, but when I send a response, it gets sent back to me because your email box is full. Now, you might have other people who are affected by this as well. You will have other people who are affected by this as well. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so clear out your mailbox. All right, let's get back to the subject here. And we're talking about the National Health Insurance Scheme in South Africa. Another one of Ramaphosa's porky pies. Yeah. When you consider seriously what's happening right now around the world with the coronavirus, the worst possible thing you could ever do is start talking about messing up an already messed up public hospital system. It's completely crap. But that's what Ramaphosa is doing. And what this actually demonstrates is that Ramaphosa is not interested in actually delivering anything. He's interested in making lies and saying things he knows are never going to happen just to keep power. He's starting to sound more and more like that guy just north in Zimbabwe. I'm talking about Mugabe. Remember Mugabe? That's what Ramaphosa is starting to sound like now. This is Mugabe 2.0, called Cyril Hippo Eyes Ramaphosa. Now, let's get back to what Ramaphosa has to say about the National Health Insurance Scheme. Understanding that it's all BS, okay? National health insurance is as much about economic issues as it is about social justice, according to President Cyril Ramaphosa. The president devoted his weekly newsletter to outlining the case for the National Health Insurance Scheme, saying it is one of the greatest travesties of our time that access to quality health is determined by income level. Well, not if you're Jacob Zuma. You just fly over to Cuba, because there's no way you're going to be seen dead in a hospital in South Africa. That's what's called black privilege amongst the ANC cadre. But of course, this is the same Jacob Zuma who says he is bankrupt, he doesn't have any money. These guys, their noses, I mean, really, I know they're a bit flat, but they should be like a mile long because the porky pies they tell. Anyway, let's keep on going. He said, National health insurance is the government's plan to provide universal health care access to all South Africans. And he said it would be implemented in an incremental fashion with the aim of covering the whole country by 2025. He went on to say, we will use an affordable approach to progressively move towards a comprehensive national health insurance environment, while not providing any further details. You know why? Because this is all BS. According to Ramaphosa, about 250 billion rand is spent annually on the 20% of the population that has access to private medical insurance. The state spends about 220 billion rand on the rest of the population. Well, a large percentage of that 20% today are the ANC well-connected and their cadres, isn't it? But the rest of the population are the ones who are disadvantaged because the ANC and their mates and their families have effectively shut them out of the African dream just like they have everybody else. They are all on the take. This ain't a rainbow nation. This is a complete and utter corrupt disgrace. Anyway, let's continue. Ramaphosa's newsletter comes as countrywide public hearings into the National Health Insurance Bill are wrapping up. The president wrote, "We must move away from a culture driven solely by self-interest." What? The hypocrisy in that statement is quite extreme. Anyway, he continues by saying, "And embrace the spirit of Ubuntu, meaning solidarity. This is the vision of the National Health Insurance Scheme. It is the vision of our Constitution." Well, the ANC government have trodden over the Constitution so much that it's almost like a herd of bulls have gone over it, and it's just gone into the mud. It's disappeared. It's gone. It's gone. They are destroying South Africa, this mob. They are just completely destroying it. Anyway, Ramaphosa said South Africa could not build a prosperous and economically thriving nation if a small minority of our workforce is healthy while the majority is vulnerable to ill health and disease. I have a message for you, Ramaphosa. The coronavirus is coming. But of course, you live in this Alice in Wonderland where everything is wonderful because I'm a multi-billionaire, because I have black privilege. You are such a disgrace. Anyway, Ramaphosa continues in his letter, "In this respect, the National Health Insurance Scheme is much as an economic issue as it is a fight for social justice. I call on all South Africans to mobilize behind the National Health Insurance Bill and see it implemented." Now, I don't know how many times I've got to say this, guys, but Ramaphosa is just looking after Ramaphosa. He does not look after the general community. Everything he says is BS, and that is self-evident. Anyway, let's continue. The move towards implementing the National Health Insurance Scheme has been criticized by some for being too expensive. Finance Minister Tito Mboweni warned in his medium-term budget policy statement in October that the National Health Insurance budget plans were no longer affordable given South Africa's fiscal pressures as the economy stagnated. In November 2019, the minister argued that the country did not have to wait for the National Health Insurance Scheme to be implemented to fix its public health system. There are things that are within our powers that can be fixed now. But of course, it's not been fixed because they're not interested. Their cadres, their mates are running all these different government departments. They're all on the take. They're all cleaning out. They're all corrupt. No one's ever going to go to prison. This is socialism. The ANC government, the South African Communist Party, COSATU, the triumvirate running South Africa, cleaning up at its best. And you know what's watching this with great interest? I'm going to say it again. Moody's. And when the rand goes to junk, you know who to blame. Cyril Hippo Eyes Ramaphosa. Anyway, let's continue. Trade Union Solidarity, which has come out against the proposed plan, said late last year that its survey of healthcare practitioners found that they were almost unanimous in agreeing that government will not be able to manage it, and health practitioners are not interested in working within such a system. In fact, a huge percentage of very skilled doctors who stuck it out in South Africa until now are leaving. They're getting out of the country. And there's a huge demand for doctors and really top nursing staff. So they have no problem leaving South Africa. So what you're going to have is what's left and which doctors. Because remember, under the National Health Insurance Scheme, witch doctors, Sangoma, the people use people's private parts in muti and stuff like that. They're going to be able to claim money under the National Health Insurance Scheme. That is how disgraceful the whole thing has become. You know, it really is time. It really is time for the bigger groups, the white groups in South Africa, to start formulating a separate region for the minority groups once the coronavirus comes and devastates the black townships, which is going to happen. There's no question about that. Anyway, getting back to the article, DA leader John Steenkamp, meanwhile, last week described the National Health Insurance Scheme as fantasy that your Ramaphosa's government simply cannot make work. He said, "There is no way we can even begin to raise the additional 280 billion rand required for the National Health Insurance Scheme without triggering a flight of both tax revenue and skills that we will never be able to reverse. We can and must fix the public healthcare system within the current budget." Now, that's a difference between, dare I say it, Steenkamp, a white man, and Ramaphosa, a black man who is on the take. There's a chasm. There's a huge chasm between the two. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe.